To start with this one, I ended up duplicating my reference and blurring it with the smudge tool. There were so many pretty details that I didn't want to get distracted by too soon, so I smudged it to focus in on the basics. Then I started in on my painting with Jasinski ink, another fun brush I like. After the initial color lay-in, I returned to my favorite 6B pencil, using the side of the pencil to get those thick strokes. I really enjoy painting in this style, but I only discovered I liked it by experimenting with the Procreate brushes. I painted this one slowly, thinking about each stroke I made, similarly to the way I painted the lion. For this piece, I wanted to try the perspective guide in one-point perspective. Then I just clicked Assist on my painting layer and I got this really abstract looking start. Having the perspective assist on made the technical part of this easy, so I could focus more on the artistic side of it. For the sunbeams coming in, I just held my stroke at the end so it would straighten it out for me with the quicklime. In this piece, it helped me to remember that contrasted colors will tend to come forward, while using similar values will help push things back in space. For a change of pace, I put in a bit more texture detail in this one, to make it look more realistic. For this painting, I squinted down at the reference to help me see the various shapes. Then I just painted them with a general swatch of color picked up from the reference. I experimented with making several different mountain texture brushes, but I couldn't get away with just using a mountain brush alone. I had to go in and hand draw more of the tiny details as well to make it look convincing. Then for the water, I experimented with different smudge brushes to get a watery looking effect. I like this photo because it's all about edges. Super smooth edges and really crisp edges. I use the soft brush almost exclusively, using a big size brush for big smooth areas, and then making my brush smaller when the edge got a bit more defined. To get the crisp edges on the top of the sand dunes, I used the selection tool and I also used a tiny soft brush. This was a good exercise for me in edge control. This was another time for me I realized I don't have to be so literal in my brush choices. I started off with a water brush, but it was just too much detail straight off the bat. So I painted over it again, considering color changes instead of texture. Since this was a simple composition, I took the opportunity to experiment with a couple brushes.